What if I told you you can avoid these? And gain these. Would you believe me? Dealing with people is probably the biggest problem you face, especially if you are in business. And that is also true if you are a wife, a husband, a friend, a brother, or a sister. Discover practical ideas used throughout the ages for winning friends and influencing people. Welcome to Hub of Social Excellence, the place where you come to learn how to win friends and influence people. Without wasting much of your time, let's get right into it. What do you think is the best policy in human relations? Rewarding for good behavior, or punishing for bad behavior? Imagine there are two dogs. One is brown, the other is black. The black dog catches a hare during a hunt. The brown dog sleeps during hunts. At the end of the day, the hunter gives the black dog some of the best meat and the worst meat to the brown dog. What do you think happens on the next hunt? Allow me to save time and tell you what. The black dog is motivated to catch more than usual, while the brown dog lacks motivation and most probably catches nothing again. You must be asking why is that or how that is possible. Listen carefully. It was B.F. Skinner, the world famous psychologist, who proved through his experiments that an animal rewarded for good behavior will learn much more rapidly and retain what it learns far more effectively than an animal punished for bad behavior. Later studies have shown that the same applies to humans, and this proves that with humans, reward gives the best results when compared to punishment. This applies to parenting, business, relationships, literally all aspects of life. Imagine if you were a leader. What could be the best leadership style you would use if you were to get the best results? The iron fist method or the compassion approach? There's a story about a safety coordinator for an engineering company. One of his responsibilities was to see that employees wear their hard hats whenever they are on the job in the field. He reported that whenever he came across workers who were not wearing hard hats, he would tell them with a lot of authority of the regulation and that they must comply. As a result, he would get sullen acceptance, and often after he left, the workers would remove their hats. He decided to try a different approach. The next time he found some of the workers not wearing their hard hat, he asked if the hats were uncomfortable or did not fit properly. Then he reminded the men in a pleasant tone of voice that the hat was designed to protect them from injury and suggested that it always be worn on the job. Guess what happened? The result was increased compliance with the regulation with no resentment or emotional upset. Compassion lowers aggression and promotes better understanding. When we take time to understand another person's perspective, it reduces hostility. Treating family and friends with compassion has also been proven to lower anxiety. Criticism puts a person on the defensive and usually makes them strive to justify themselves. Criticism is always dangerous because it wounds a person's precious pride, hurts their sense of importance, and arouses resentment. This man is Thomas Hardy, one of the finest novelists ever to enrich English literature. Because of criticism, he gave up the writing of fiction, never to write again his entire life. And this is Thomas Chatterton, the English poet. Criticism got to him and eventually drove him to suicide. You will find examples of the negative effects of criticism, perhaps on more than 1,000 pages of history. It was Bob Dylan who said, "Don't criticize what you can't understand." When dealing with people, Let us remember we are not dealing with creatures of logic or robots. We are dealing with creatures of emotion. On the morning of April 15, 1865, Abraham Lincoln lay dying in a whole bedroom of a lodging house where he had been shot. Lincoln's long body lay stretched diagonally across a surging bed that was too short for him. A cheap production of a famous painting hung above the bed. As Lincoln lay dying, Secretary of War Stanton said, "There lies the most perfect ruler of men that the world has ever seen." Of course, no one is perfect, but Abraham Lincoln was indeed a great leader of his generation. But what was the secret of Abraham Lincoln's success in dealing with people? It is believed that Lincoln once had a time in his life when he used to be a critic until he changed. He had learned his lesson, and from that time onwards, he almost never criticized anybody for anything. In fact, one of his favorite quotations was, "Judge not, that ye be not judged." Benjamin Franklin became so diplomatic, so good at handling people, that he was made the American ambassador to France. The secret of his success: "I will speak ill of no man," he said, "and speak all the good I know of everybody." So what is the first fundamental technique in handling people? Instead of condemning people, try to understand them. Try to figure out why they do what they do. That's a lot more profitable and intriguing than criticism, and it breeds sympathy, tolerance, and kindness. And with that said, you guys are awesome. Thank you for watching.